Thank you for watching NN Extra, and I am so happy to be back on the show. I'm your host Sylvania Ambani, and today we are joined by Elvis Ole Samperu.
Yes.
And a new face on the show today. Please welcome Merab. Right, how do you want us to call you?
Just Elizabeth Merab.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a health reporter.
And my goodness.
Mr. Dirty, Sexy, Funny, Kevin Mkuche himself.
Yes.
Mzungu Bueno people. Ikawa mafans wamesema wame-like, wana comment.
My
Mzungu
God.
rudi kwenye show.
This guy.
Haya basi, sina budi ila nimeregea kwenye show.
Alirusha mawe. Anasema kila siku, why am I not on the show?
Mafans wamesema. Wengi wapi.
So guys, it's like a few days to election. How are you guys, how do you feel about this? A few days to election. Ama nini wale ile crop ya watu who are saying let's get it over with, done with, huh?
Okay, definitely I think we want us to do it as fast as possible so that we move on. Because I think for we even had a countdown, a 90-day countdown.
Yes.
So it's been pushed into our minds. So I wish I could wake up and mshapiga kura na tuendelee na maisha.
Sasa wewe upigi kura?
No, nitapiga. I just feel like we need to get it over and done with. Yes.
The way people are behaving, it's like it's a horror movie. The only time you want something over and done with is when you are in a nightmare. Kwani, is that the situation that you guys are feeling, Elvis?
Indicators are showing that the EU spoke, and there are indications that there might be post-election violence, and I think it's the thing that's scaring many people. And so I think I'm in the group of people who just want to be over and done with it so that life continues. But other than that, even if we vote, Kenya will remain. And it's my prayer and hope that we'll have a peaceful election to endelea there.
And on that note, we all got a shocker during the running mates presidential debate. Yani, all hail Muthiora Kiriara. That guy just stole the show, hands down. What are your thoughts of these other running mates who didn't show up to the debate?
Definitely, number one, Sylvania. Let's say people like NASA, Jubilee. These are people who are on campaign trails, who have already scheduled their campaigns 2-3 months in advance. So now even it's in effect. So I think they cited poor communication from the media houses, and I won't get to care. So me, I can say Rabda Mudhuri. What's his name? Mudhiora. Again, he's a bit less busy, so he was available.
They were being asked 90 minutes of their time, of their life, 90 minutes from their campaign. They couldn't just take a flight from wherever they are and just, indulge us voters in what we want.
It's exhaustion. Mtu kama Raila Amolo Odinga has been all over the country. He needs to rest.
But it was for the running mates, not for the presidential candidates.
He accompanied Raila Amolo Odinga.
I want to concur with what Miguna said on that day, that they actually showed us the middle finger when they didn't show up.
Yeah.
I think he has a biased opinion. When you say that the media houses didn't reach out to you on time, you weren't really prepared, you just saw this on social media and through advertisements. It begs the question that reporters, once in a while, when you're preparing for a big interview, you'll not just walk into an office and boom, you want that interview.
Yes.
It takes at least weeks or days of preparation. And I think with this, it's the same situation. You have to prepare, you have to give these people a notice. And they knew. In my deepest opinion, I think they knew
it
about
was
it.
All over.
And it was just outright defiance.
Yes.
And I think at a point where you're seeking re-election or you're seeking election, you owe it to the public to at least show that even though I don't care about your opinion so much, I can at least put a face and just be there for you to see this other side of me.
Yeah.
Because at a time when you need, is it the 1 million strong? The purported 1 million strong, you need to show that indeed, even if you don't mean it, you can do whatever it takes to get that 1 million strong,
So what I'm gathering is that as a con man, that if I want to con you,
You have to be smart about
let
it.
me pretend to be a good person.
You have to
Let
be
me
smart
pretend-
about
You have
it.
to
Let
be
me
smart
pretend to be your
about it.
husband, and then when we are 10 years into the marriage, let me walk out or let me kill you and then cash in on your life
Haven't we
insurance.
been doing that?
If I'm a bad person, as we say, MPs, they are bad people.
We are, you know what we are doing?
Why would we expect
Kevin?
so much good from them?
We are glorifying this
expecting
bad
any good from
behavior
them, yeah?
on our politicians. We are
You
glorifying, which is
cannot
not
excuse
good.
bad behavior, period. If it's outright defiance, call it as it is. Don't call it a big spoon, call it a spade. This was outright defiance. You don't set up a podium, you call audience, you call an audience, you fill the room, and then you let Kenyans wait for you. And on 8th, you want them to
turn out.
turn up
To vote.
For me,
vision.
I wasn't surprised. You guys were surprised because I wasn't surprised.
I was surprised
You guys
at the
were
surprised.
audacity they
And for some
have, the level of audacity. They're actually daring voters. You know, they are daring voters and telling them, "What are you going to do about it? We have done it."
It was a really good opportunity considering that most Kenyans consume traditional media. But also, when you look at the reasoning behind, them not coming up, it's because they claim to be on the ground, which to me I think it's more effective, when you're on the
Mashinani.
ground, when you're on the ground with
Mashinani.
people, because that way you're more in touch with the people who vote at the end of the day. Nairobians and the people who watch TV and consume social media and that kind of publicity, they'll probably be working on that day, or they'll probably even not be in this country.
Yes.
And so it's very tricky, but to me I think it was a very wasted opportunity. They were not considerate of the time that was put in preparing that event, the money that was spent on preparing that event. And it shows you that the media and politicians, we don't have a very good relationship, or there's some underlying issues that maybe could have been addressed before that debate, because it was evident. And being people in communication, I am sure that they were well informed and in advance, and so they just didn't show up because of one or two reasons.
It's downright shameful what they did. There's nothing else you can say
But you
about
see,
it.
we can't say it's shameful because did they lose anything really?
We'll wait and see on August 8th.
What happened in the nominations, the politicians who report that, well, they have a clear path, they were shocked, and I'm hoping that on 8th, the same thing will repeat itself,
You're the president.
Because I have a feeling, I have a feeling it's time Kenyans really took a different shift in opinion when it comes to politics, what they did with nominations, to me, I think I should
Give us some hope.
These guys brought out their manifestos. All media houses started, talking about their manifestos. They might have interpreted it in a different way, and they could have come on that podium or on that stage and actually defended their manifestos and what they want to tell Kenyans, but they failed that. So every person has gone home with that same opinion or idea that was actually fed to them, which might not have been what they want people to know about them.
I think, the argument that the politicians are on the ground, talking to Mwanamboga, talking to the passive voter. In my opinion, I think the voter really here is the middle class person. Influences, the greater influence on politics is always on. It's most of the time this power lies with the middle class person, and the middle class person is the person on social media. He or she is the person who is educated, and your opinion will be picked down at the ground. That Mama Mboga will say, "Hey, did you hear Miguna?" I think he's right. And for some reason, we tend to influence behavior. And this debate
Running mate,
was supposed, in my opinion, it was meant for the middle class. These people who are working. We have internet. You don't have to sit in front of a television to watch this debate. You would have streamed live. It was an opportunity to connect intellectually and it didn't happen.
Ni kama unaenda kupanda matatu. And then kuna manamba 5 kwa mlango. You're asking how much is the fare. Moja atakwambia 50 bob, 100 bob, 70 bob. So for me that was the running mates debate. Unauliza makanga the way forward. Tungoje 24 ulize driver. Driver hiyo matatu. Gari inaenda wapi?
Do you think that the presidential candidates are going to show up?
They will show up.
Dereva atakwambia fare muulize makanga.
Muulize makanga.
Sasa mimi nauliza where are we going? Kama ni Ghana twende Ghana. Kama ni Israeli twende Israeli. Kama ni kubaki pale pale.
Kama tuko pale pale.
Kama dereva ni mlevi